Dortmund take off Inter Milan, the Italian greats, to round off their Champions League campaign this season. A home fixture awaits them at 8 p.m. tonight, as all of the other fixtures will be kicking off simultaneously. Before we talk about this fixture, I will want to say one thing. I was heartbroken to see Anselmino in tears, being recalled to Chelsea, and you know what? Now he's just going to cover and be on the bench and add significant depth to their side, but he's not going to be able to play. And that's the downside of football. You know, you enter this world of football where you have dreams and aspirations as a kid to once play on the biggest stage. Anselmino would have had the chance, regularly featured for Dortmund when he was not injured, on the biggest stage during the Champions League games, during the Bundesliga games, and now he's been recalled to Chelsea only to sit on the bench. So it's kind of sad to see that, and at the end of the day, you do realise that football is just a business, and that you need to be there for potential injuries. So sad to see, because Dortmund did not initiate any direct purchase options when they loaned him out in the summer. Now, the fixture itself, Dortmund need a miracle to occur to reach the top 8. A very unlikely scenario which would see them beat Inter Milan and the opponents above, so which consist of Juventus, Atalanta, Atletico Madrid, City, Sporting, Barcelona, all to draw. So Dortmund could finish on 14 points and the others finish on 12 or 13 or 14 as well, but Dortmund have a better goal difference. A very unlikely scenario, but you can always dream in football. Crazier things have happened. If you were to evaluate and sit here Dortmund's Champions League campaign, it's been greatly disappointing considering the games we've had, the opponents we've faced, and the opponents we faced during a specific time. We faced Tottenham last week, and Tottenham were coming in at a terrible form, and we should have taken advantage of that, seized the opportunity, and won the game. But no, we sat back, we were defensive after the red card, and offered very little going forward, and as a result, we lost 2-0, and quite comfortably. We didn't stand a chance, quite frankly. The game against Bodo Glimt, the fifth one, we drew. Should have won. Yes, I know they're a very potent side, don't get me wrong, but nonetheless, we're talking about Borussia Dortmund, who've only faltered once in the Bundesliga and have still managed to only be 16th in the Champions League. And the first result of the Champions League campaign against Juventus, when we were up 4-2 and conceded 2 silly, very late goals in stoppage time, have now put us in the position we are, and can only blame ourselves. We are the victim of our own demise. And there's not much I can say, but Dortmund certainly will be looking at themselves at the end of the Champions League campaign thinking, that is a missed opportunity. We had ambitions, we had goals, we set out to achieve even better Champions League campaign than we posted last year. They reached the quarterfinals last year, lost to a Barcelona team which ultimately got knocked out by an even better Inter Milan team, I understand that, but we were oh so close to reaching the playoffs, and this year we had the path laid out and we didn't take advantage of it. So we can only blame ourselves, and that needs to be addressed. Second thing I want to talk about is our disinterest to pursue Oscar Bobb. Now, I just read a report that he's officially completed his move to Fulham for 27 million, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why? Why have we been so neglecting of pursuing talents, of pursuing transfers? I know we signed Job for 30 million, but again, he hasn't proved to be worth his money. He hasn't showcased what he's truly able to produce on and off the ball. So I'm sitting there wondering, 3 superstars are already going to leave in the summer. What is your transfer policy going to look like? And so this sort of neglect and disinterest from the Dortmund bosses is concerning. I need to raise that issue with the people out there. And you never know, he has a similar trajectory to Jadon Sancho, went through City's academy ranks, featured not very much on a regular basis, only if there were injuries on the wing, but he could have replaced Karim Adeyemi. He could have been developed at Dortmund, who are notorious for developing players that we then sell for 50, 60, 70, 80 plus million. So I just think it's a missed opportunity there, and Dortmund should be scratching themselves and asking themselves why they didn't decide to pursue that move. But we'll see what Dortmund bosses have in store. Certainly they will surprise us. Anyway, I will post a reaction video after the game. My prediction, 1-1, but I can see us losing. I can also see us winning. You never know. But I don't want to be sat in front of you this evening or tomorrow morning and be talking about a loss. So we'll see. Let's get surprised.